Israeli Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman has slammed thousands of Palestinians living in Israel who called for the right of return for Palestinian refugees during a demonstration. Lieberman denounced the protesters as a, quote, fifth column whose aim is the destruction of Israel. Around 10,000 demonstrators gathered in the northern village of Lavi, which was built on the ruins of the Palestinian village of Lubya. The protesters waved Palestinian flags and read out the names of scores of Palestinian villages that were emptied 66 years ago. They also observed a minute of silence in their memory. The Israeli army arrested two of the protesters. The right of return for nearly 4.8 million Palestinians is one of the thorny issues in the negotiations between Israel and the Palestinian Authority. Press TV's Nell Burden joins us from occupied Ramallah with more. Nell, talk to us about the comments made by Avigdor Lieberman, who's better known, or better said, notorious for his ultra-right-wing approach and harsh anti-Palestinian views and comments.
Absolutely. Well, you just said it. I mean, he's very famous for being outspoken for the right-wing sector of the Israeli Knesset. So he's continuously slamming any forms of pro-Palestinian demonstrations that take place inside the Israeli territories. But also he's been known for slamming even the European Union for supporting Palestinians. So this time, as you said, there were 10,000 people who were marching in the streets of Lavi, which was once the Palestinian village of Lubya, and they were calling for the right of return for Palestinian refugees. However, Avigdor Lieberman is a well-known proponent for the transference of all Palestinians to Palestine, or what is considered to be the West Bank now. So he's calling for this to be labelled a Jewish-only state, and he's been very open about wanting to ethnically cleanse all Palestinians from the area, who make up actually 20% of the population there at the moment. So the comments, aren't unusual from Avigdor Lieberman, although clearly this has angered many Palestinians, particularly those who are calling for an equal state that's not called a Jewish state, which negates all Muslims, Christians, Palestinians, and people from other ethnic minorities living in the area.
Now, many observers and experts believe that the issue of the right of return could be the most opposed and, by some accounts, most feared issue by the Israelis in the talks with the Palestinians. Tell us more.
Well, unfortunately, this is an issue that rarely showed its head during the ongoing negotiations. It seems that as though it's such a worldwide controversial issue that even the Palestinian Authority were worried about bringing this up too often, because there's constantly a huge reaction by Palestinians about their right of return, particularly as the Israelis have the birthright to Israel, which allows all Jewish people, no matter whether they're first, second, third generation, or they're just related to a Jewish person, to be able to move as and when they like to Israel. So, of course, Palestinians want their rights, and they want, the 6 million Palestinian refugees living around the world, including in some of the worst conditions in refugee camps throughout the Arab states, such as Syria, such as Lebanon, to be given the right. Now, it's clear that even if given the right, many who have settled in, for example, Europe or the United States won't necessarily take that right. So it's not going to rock the population, but it is their right to return to their homeland. So this is one of the major issues that are now being discussed during what the Israelis term as Independence Day and what the Palestinians term as Nakba, the great catastrophe, when over 760,000 Palestinians were exiled and ethnically cleansed from their land of historic Palestine.
From occupied Ramallah, Press TV's Nell Burden joining us.